There we go.
Good afternoon, my name is John with the Pine Tree. I have the great pleasure of being here with Madeline Kurska.
Thank you, John.
Now, one of the things is, we feel like we've known Madeline forever, because if you watch any of the Board of Supervisor meetings or anything like that, you're featured prominently, right? I mean, you know.
Yes.
And you've been serving in the clerk recorder's office, not only in Calaveras County, but also previously in
the elections department in Humboldt County.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So you've been doing this for how many years?
19 years total with the two counties. Yes.
Now, one of the things we were joking before is we think that Madeline deserves hazardous duty pay, or because some of these meetings, not only they can be 7-8 hours long, but there's sometimes some pretty intense emotions with public comment and that kind of thing.
Well, it is an emotional time because people do come before the board and they have what may be them is a legitimate complaint or concern, and they have a right to do that. Stand up there and let the board know where they are and that they need assistance.
Right. So, you're running for the clerk recorder position. Now, just for people who really don't know, what does that office entail? So what are the different sections for responsibilities for the...
Well, as I see it, and I believe everybody that works there does, there's 4 distinct divisions.
Mm-hmm.
We have elections, which of course everybody's aware of now.
Right.
And
there is one coming up.
There is a big election, in June. Yes. And even though it's not election time, there still is a lot of duties that the election department does that people don't realize. Voter registration has to be maintained. There's always preparation for election and the post-election things. So it is a full-time, 2-person department. Yes.
One of the things is, I think from the public's perception looking in, is for a county department, that's been one of the well-oiled machines of county government.
Yes,
I think it's been one of those things that just kind of keeps
Under Karen Barney's leadership for the last 5 terms, it's been, we have an incredible election recording system and election voting system, as well as recorder system that have worked well. They're virtually brand new. They're working well. The recording of land documents is done instantaneously. Yes. The person records the document, either in person or through a title company, and it's there. It's in the system instantly. There is no waiting period. Sometimes things arrive through the mail or by courier, title company. Again, it's instantly recorded, providing it's a recordable document, and all the requirements are met.
Interesting. Now, what drove you to run? Now, what do you, you've been in this, in the business, so to speak, for a while, but what's the motivation?
Well, I feel like my 19 years in county service and government service, I was ready for another level of giving back to this service, the things I've learned to the next level, and this I feel is the next level, and I definitely feel I'm qualified.
I know that it's been a well-running, but if anticipating taking over a department, there has to be some things that you would anticipate changing, improving, doing some different things. What do you think that you would look at making improvements on?
Well, I guess what's going to happen is some of this is going to be decided for us because you have the budget, which is a strong concern, which brings in staffing, which brings in cross-training, planning for people which retired. And so there's going to be a shifting of things. There has to be. It can't be business as usual because nothing is as usual anymore. So I anticipate those in ways that we can accommodate those, eventually maybe through more automation as the state requires us to do.
Okay. All right.
And the budget allows.
Is there any opportunity to maybe push things more online or anything like that?
Yes, that is in the works. And matter of fact, with the Secretary of State's office, these things are coming down the road. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
What do you see, other than the budgetary things going forward the next few years, what do you see as some of the biggest challenges for your department and also county government as far as...
Well, I think, as pretty well known too, there's a lot of people in county government that are nearing that retirement age. Now, whether they will do that, again, based on economy, maybe some of them won't retire, but when they do, there has to be plans to take over their positions, to be able to hire, and again, therein lies maybe more automation as these positions go away. The people retire, maybe automation will fill in some of those gaps. But there always has to be a person to push those buttons.
Now, this may be a lot out of left field, but from sitting in the board meeting for this many years, what's a good humorous story? What jumps out?
Oh, John, you've been there a lot for those. There was a time recently that comes to mind that a machete did come in. So I'm not quite sure how that got through the metal detector. It was in showing and demonstrating something that was not dangerous, but it did come
It still
through.
got
Yeah,
there.
that was a little disconcerting.
So proxy, and your desk is typically
We're pretty close.
You're pretty close.
Yeah,
okay.
within the
All
machete
right.
distance probably.
Yeah. And there's always been discussion of livestock, different houses. There's
Yes.
been
Well, people are emotional. Like I mentioned earlier, when they come to the board, it's a concern, and it's probably been a lot of things pushing them to come before the board. So they're already at that level, like, I'm concerned here, and then
and
there
most
it
people,
goes.
especially coming to speak in public before is a very uncomfortable thing
Yes.
anyway.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you. Thank you for spending
John,
some time
thank
with
you
us.
so
And
much.
guess,
I appreciate that. And again, I'd like to acknowledge the Mercantile for letting
Sure,
us be here.
of
What a
course.
wonderful place.
And I guess, is there anything, I guess the last little thing is, what would you, if somebody's ready to mark that ballot in June, what would you say to them?
What I would say to them is, I am doing the job in that department now. I have the experience. I have the right choice. There's a lot to choose from, and it's up to the voter to look at these qualifications and say, who do we want to be in this office for the next 4 years? And that's me.
Thank you again.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Madeline.
So nice of you.